Hello, coaches. Coming up with something to share with you each week is always feels like a bit of a block for me. But I thought one thing that would be cool, probably be even cooler if I showed you my clients' funnels, which I think I will do. But I want to show you funnels that I feel like are really, really good. Now, the one I'm going to show you today isn't mine or isn't one of my clients, but it's ones that I see in my feed. I pay a lot of attention to Facebook ads in my feed because normally they're kind of tailored to things that myself or my clients would be interested in, and it's great to see what others are doing out there, right? Get inspiration. Of course, we don't need to copy everything, but there's nothing wrong with modeling, right? It's so much easier to see some things actually in motion and get the inspiration to apply them in your own business. So whenever I see a great life coaching funnel, I'm going to come and bring it to you because I thought it's really easy for me to quickly come in and share with you, get your feedback from as well. I think I'm live. I'm hopefully am. I'm not going to mess about with tech, and I'll just give it a go, and if I'm not, tough luck. I wanted to do it on Ecamm so I can share my screen. So this one came into my feed. Actually, one of my clients, my Coach Code clients does have a parenting offer, which is awesome. And once we had talked about it, this came into my feed because ads, listening, phones, listening, right? This is why I love Facebook ads. So I was talking about parenting with her on a call, and then this came into my feed. Now, I love this not only as a parent, but just because I just think this is a great example of webinar marketing. And for those of you who don't know, I'm completely obsessed with webinar marketing. I believe it is the best way for you to get started with personality-based marketing. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean by shining your own light out there, right? Getting clients because of you. It makes the competition irrelevant, but it needs to be grounded in a strong message that meets your market where they are in the problem that they're experiencing daily. Okay, so this is a great example of this. Let me share my screen, and we'll tap through each of the points and why I love. Now, can I zoom? Does that zoom in? Yeah. Oh, how cool is this Ecamm? So good. Now, this is one of the ads. This actually isn't my favorite ad. I do have the ad copy saved from my favorite ad, but it wasn't coming up in their ads that I could see. But hopefully we can take a look at that copy as well. Why do I love this ad? Okay, now I don't particularly go, oh wow, that image looks great, but what is perfect is this is about parenting, and like straight away that image pops, right? Saying a kid seeking praise, okay, then they're not happy, A+, A-, etc. But anyway, you don't really look at the detail of that. It just sort of pops in your feed. Like if you're scrolling, it's going to pop, okay? And then she's following the strategy of like first line, curiosity-based opener, a fun fact, calling exactly who you want out in that first line. So in this one, it's quote. So it's, did I do a good job, mummy? Now they should probably change that for Australia and the UK. We say mummy. But anyway, we get the hint, right? Well, we get the idea. So did I do a good job, mummy? As your child asks you this more often, you wonder, is my kid addicted to praise, right? So we're kind of getting in the mind of the market, okay? We're calling out parents. I'm not going to keep reading if you're not a parent. She's obviously going to be targeting that anyway. It came in my feed. I'm a parent, so that's fine, right? The truth is that all kids need a healthy dose of attention, but depending too much on praise teaches your kids to perform for the reward, right? So here we are, we're wrapping up some advice into the ad. So what does that do? That gives results in advance. It leads with value first, value for free, which really is what a webinar is based on as well, okay? Then she introduces herself and adds further layers of credibility here. My name is Amy McCready, and my parenting playbook can help you with the right tool for each situation. In my free webinar, I always put free in my webinar ads as well because I think it's good. It's like, hey, this is like, I'm going to give you all this value free. How fabulous, right? I'll share one amazing parenting tool with you, the no yelling formula for consequences. It'll be the best hour you invest in your parenting this week, because you'll also learn 3 outcome focused bullets. This is what I teach in doing webinar ads as well. But let's go back to this, the no yelling formula. Now, the no yelling formula for consequences, what a great offer of an approach, a solution. Because why? Because it's grounded as the opposite to the problem they're experiencing daily, which is they're having to yell at their kids aren't listening, the behavior is out of control, and they don't know what to do, right? So what do they end up doing? They end up yelling at their kids. So it's addressing and calling out a symptom of the problem that they're experiencing daily, okay? So what happens in this ad is that we get a curiosity-based opener. This then goes to some advice, quickly delivered, easy to understand for the market, positioning yourself as an expert here with your unique approach or methodology, and then 3 beautiful outcome focused bullets of what they're going to take away from the webinar. Now, the only thing I probably would do, and there's 2 different schools of thoughts for this, I'd probably do another little call to action underneath with a link saying, click here to come and join, right? And put the link in the copy. I found that performs a lot better, but there is a school of thought that says that Facebook don't like that quite as much. So up to you, but I find it works better. They've got a fair description down here, so maybe that works. I use Learn More instead of Sign Up, but I'm sure these ads seem to be, once you've seen it once, it seems to haunt me in my feed. Do you find that with ads, right? You see one and it happens all the time. So this is a perfect webinar Facebook ad, and I'm sure it works, otherwise it wouldn't still be coming up. I'll just show you an alternative copy that I copied and pasted from one. Hopefully you can see this. I can't quite, let me just zoom in a bit more for you. I love this copy. It had a cool hand-drawn kitty type image on here too. Children have 2 buckets that need to be filled on a daily basis, an attention bucket and a power bucket. If these buckets aren't filled in positive ways, your child will start misbehaving to get what they need from you, right? So this is, instead of the curiosity-based headline, it's the advice headline, but it's still a bit of curiosity, right? It's an advice style. I'm giving you a takeaway straight away. It speaks directly to my target market, but this children have 2 buckets that need to be filled, right? Oh, hang on, what buckets? What's that? It keeps you reading. You see how each of these paragraphs keeps you going, each one onto the next. This is especially true when kids feel they aren't treated the same as their siblings. In their eyes, striking up a sibling fight is one way they will be able to get the attention they crave. Okay, so this is speaking to another element of the parenting conundrum, which is your kids are fighting. So not only are they not listening to you, they're fighting with their siblings. So what is great about this offer is they're calling out the big problems. This isn't all about positioning this Amy McCready, my sister's going to start sending me messages and God knows what on here, so hopefully she doesn't. Anyway, it's not positioning Amy McCready saying, hey, I've got all these great stuff, great resources on parenting that you need to get on board with, come along to my webinar. It's getting into the mind. Hang on, maybe this sound is not good. Hang on, let me just check. It says something about system audio. Hopefully you can hear me. It was giving me a little bit of a possible audio feedback. Okay, I'll do that. Sorry, hopefully you could hear me. It was just giving me a warning. It's getting inside the mind of the market, okay? It's meeting them where they're at and really calling out the problem that they're facing in a clear and compelling way. This is what you need to get people clicking on your ads and taking the time to register. And not only register for a webinar, but also really show up. Okay, so showing up is so important as well. And a lot of people say, I've done webinars, people haven't showed up, but you've got to make it so compelling that they want to know. You've got to have that kind of hook into you have a unique and different approach that they would not have heard of before. Even if it's just a kind of rework of something that is pretty common knowledge, like I'm sure some of the foundations of this no yelling consequence, no yelling solution for consequences, or whatever it was before, that we got to is probably something you may have heard before, but the way it's packaged, it seems like a step-by-step solution that is easy to access and is going to be a quick button to my problem. Okay, so when we click through on that ad, we go to this page. This is an opt-in page, a squeeze page, a webinar registration page. Let me show you what it looks like, so at least you're on board here. I'm just navigating my way around this so you can see the whole thing. Now, it's a very plain page. There's a few things that I might go, oh yeah, I probably could change X, Y, Z, but on the whole, I get there straight away and it talks to my problem again. Get kids to listen the right way. Exclusive free class from nationally recognized parenting coach. Okay. Then I've got my outcomes of what I'm going to take away. I don't normally say how long the webinar is, especially not in the ad, but they're probably finding that they were getting people maybe who registered that didn't have the time to listen, particularly if they're busy parents. So that can be a good thing to test. Probably wouldn't start out testing that straight away, but anyway, great outcomes, see dates and times. Okay, cool. So it's going to be an automated webinar, but it's giving me, the chance to select something that works for me. Then I have, as seen in, as featured in, so a bit of credibility there. A picture of Amy could be cool as well. I do normally teach that to my clients, to kind of add a picture of yourself in there. She's now had your questions answered. She's probably finding this audience maybe not as familiar with webinars, what have you, but it's also really giving them a real reason to come to that webinar too. So I see that approach. I don't teach that one as much, but that's fine. Then she's using Easy Webinar. Now I step you through how to do all of this in my Webinar Success Roadmap program. You can get that on my site. It's only $37, but it shows you how to set all this up. So once you have your webinar recorded, you don't even have to show up live, because they can choose live, enter their details, and away they go using the power of Easy Webinar. And I've got tutorials on how to set that up as well. So once I'm in, I go to a thank you page, and now we see who Amy is, and she's like, hey, I've got this webinar, it's really great, make sure you come. Here's all the next things that you need to do, which is really important. Once again, we're tapping in with the get kids to listen without nagging, yelling, or losing control. Then on the webinar, she's making an offer to a program. I think there's 3 different, I thought I had the sales page, but I don't. When I find out, I'll pop a link in there of the whole funnel. So what I love about this is that this is a great way to let me just pop my screen back on for you. Great way to not only, position yourself as an authority, but also build your list at the same time. Get sales, basically getting paid to build your list and get clients. So when that ad showed up in my feed, I'd never heard of Amy before, but I'm pretty compelled. If I had smaller children, I'd be like, great, I would love to know that, and I would definitely jump on board. So in these videos, I just wanted to come on and show you like a good example of funnel, why it works. If you've got any questions, post them below. I'll come in each week and share a different one, and hopefully you find them useful. Or if there's anything else you want me to walk through or cover, I'd be more than happy to show you in terms of getting clients as a life coach, because that is what this is all about. And I also want to show you, some of my clients, pages and funnels, give you inspiration and ideas as well. So click like if you found the video helpful, and if you'd like more like this. All right, guys, take care. Have a good day.